Life Adventure News.
Grand jury indictment in the Breonna Taylor case, but none of the officers involved are charged directly with her death. Good evening, I'm Chuck Scarborough.
And I'm Natalie Pascarella. Of the 3 officers involved the night that Breonna Taylor was killed by police, only one is charged. Officer Brett Hankison, fired by the Louisville Police Department in June, was indicted today on 3 counts of wanton endangerment. No indictments for the 2 other officers at the shooting.
Well, the grand jury's decision immediately sparked protests in Louisville, a city that's already seen clashes between police and demonstrators. A protest is happening here at home as well. News 4's Adam Harding is following a protest right now in Soho, but we begin with the chief investigative reporter Jonathan Dienst on the grand jury's decisions. Jonathan?
Chuck, a 9 p.m. curfew now in effect for Louisville. One officer indicted for shooting blindly from outside, with his bullets going into another family's apartment. But the 2 officers who fired from inside, officers whose bullets are believed to have killed Taylor, the state attorney general says that part of the shooting was self-defense because Taylor's boyfriend had fired at them first, hitting one officer. Protesters clashing with police and some arrests being made. The decision to charge just one of 3 officers not sitting well with some who waited months for today's decision. Former Officer Brett Hankison charged with firing recklessly into the apartment complex. None of his bullets believed to have hit Breonna Taylor. It was shots fired by the 2 other officers from inside the apartment hallway that are believed to be the bullets that killed her. But because her boyfriend fired first at what he thought were intruders, the Attorney General today said Taylor's killing was not a crime.
According to Kentucky law, the use of force by Mattingly and Cosgrove was justified to protect themselves.
In a tweet, Ben Crump, an attorney for the Taylor family, said if bullets fired into a neighboring apartment was wanton endangerment, then it should have been for Taylor's apartment too. In fact, it should have been wanton murder. The city of Louisville has already promised policing reforms and agreed to pay $12 million in civil damages to Taylor's family. But no officer will face state charges for Taylor's death. The FBI is still investigating any possible civil rights violations, and 6 officers facing an internal investigation. The Republican State Attorney General said today that claims it was a no-knock warrant are not accurate, that a neighbor backs up officers' statements that they made themselves known before breaking in to look for a drug suspect who was not there.
Evidence shows that officers both knocked and announced their presence at the apartment.
But there's no body camera footage, and for protesters, no good answers today why Taylor died. The Attorney General calling the series of events, quote, a tragedy. The officers who opened fire at Taylor's home did not write up that search warrant. They were assigned to execute it. How this warrant came to Taylor's front door for a drug suspect who was found in another part of town, that's still under investigation. Jonathan Dienst, News 4.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. Now let's check in with News 4's Adam Harding, who is on the move with protesters in Soho right now. Adam?
And Chuck, frustration is certainly reaching a boiling point with these protesters right here, making their way in Soho down Broadway. They started marching about 20-30 minutes ago. There's a group of about 40 to 50 protesters right here. They are demanding some justice, but they are simply stunned by the news coming out of Kentucky earlier today that no officers will be charged in the shooting death of Breonna Taylor. Their exact destination tonight still unclear. We spoke with the organizer a short time ago, maintaining that this is a peaceful protest, but so many tonight just can't believe the news that the officers will not be charged with her death.
That's crazy. I mean, how could someone not be indicted for killing a woman, but you're going to indict someone for shooting in someone's home who didn't pass away? Someone passed away, someone died. You know what I mean? You thought enough to give her parents $12 million, but you don't think enough to bring somebody to justice? That's crazy.
And Chuck and Natalie, you can see that protesters are now turning onto Spring Street here in the Soho neighborhood. We're continuing our distance from with this group as they make their way down onto this one-way street here. This, of course, not the only protest that's been planned for today. In fact, we know of another protest by the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. That's set to get underway in about an hour or now. And the group tonight saying it's not about the size of the crowd that is protesting. It's about the heart that they are showing tonight. And this group right now showing no signs of slowing down. Back to you.
All right. Adam, thank you. We know you will keep us posted there.